a learner talking to another learner. So naturally that creates a from the lower order to higher order because of that discussion and analysis that takes place. And the learner to teacher, teacher is here. A learner from Jammu can call to the another learner, I am here facilitating here in the studio. That is possible. That is what is the purpose of the whole thing. And teacher to learner is a very important one. Let us look at the next slide. This is an important one, teaching to learner. A learner who has learned something from your package of print material or audio cassette or video cassette, he wants to check that one with the teacher. Where is it possible? Particularly that if he wants a few questions to get clarified, there is no possibility except that of course assignments and comments of that thing. But this is a forum, the teleconferencing methodology or a method is a forum where he can check, sir, this is my answer, what you want to say, this is the theorem, I have solved it, this is the problem, I have solved it. This is a cross checking. That's a very important issue where we can through this teleconferencing methodology. Let's see the look. Learner to teacher interaction. Learner asks the questions. A question asked by one particular learner, the other learner must not have even thought of it. That is the advantage of it. A learner asking a question, a few other learners are watching through this one, they know that what type of questions could have been asked, but he didn't think of it. That is one way of asking the question, and teacher has to respond that one. That is the advantage. When the teacher responds, all of them will be following. And the learner to learner, this is another important aspect of the interactivity is when particularly for the group tasks, if you want, a teacher wants to give a group task, when you are talking about distance learner, they cannot meet anywhere. But can they meet through this methodology, teleconferencing methodology? Yes, that is possible. I have given a group task to 10 learners in Jammu and another few learners in Chennai. Even among themselves also can have a group task created, so they can work it out using the teleconferencing methodology and facilitated by a teacher who is in the studio. This is how the interactivity has to be built in. Unless there is no interactivity, the whole potential of this method, I don't think that we are judiciously or optimally using it. What extent? And we are trying to do that what extent. And I will hand it over to Sanjay, who will be demonstrating that, who are the other experts who are in waiting. Thank you. Over to Sanjay.
Thank you, Dr. Murthy, for explaining the different natures of interaction, different types of interaction that can be possible through the teleconference. What I am going to show now in the slide, you can see the issues that the ways of interaction. There are different ways of interaction. What you can actually do, you can use audio clippings. Okay, that's what we demonstrated in the previous session. You can use audio clippings in the sessions from experts to whom you can actually have recorded earlier, and you can show it. You can also bring in experts over phone, as actually done by many of our television channels for televising their real newscasting programs. And you can also use video clippings. You can use video clippings to show something, and we will demonstrate in a little while later the same thing. And then you can also bring in experts over chat mode, and we can also bring in a group of experts to discuss certain issues. That's what I'm going to do later, to explain how I can bring in a group of experts to share with our students. And of course, and very important is that we can also share our the email IDs, our chat IDs, so that people can bring in questions over the internet and ask us questions that we can the resource person in the studio, the experts in the studio can answer. So let me do what I'm going what I will do now. I will ask now the studio people here to play a small a video program that we would like to show for just 1 minute as an example that what we can do it. The video, please.
Since the operations involved are massive, a tight schedule and clockwork precision has to be ensured. The activities demand close monitoring and quality control at all levels. The system depends on teamwork, convergence of minds, and support of a large number of individuals, agencies, and institutions from outside. Such a system also requires help and support from various departments of government, planners, and policymakers. I would like to express my most sincere gratitude to the Honorable Minister for Human Resource Development for his invaluable encouragement and support to our initiatives and interventions. We also wish to record our appreciation and thanks to the officials of the Ministry of Human Resource Development and members of the Institute committees of the University for their cooperation, understanding, and support to our projections and plans. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Dr. Parhar, actually, as when we were planning on this session, we were actually trying to bring in our Honorable President, APJ Abdul Kalam. He has actually talked about the utility of EduSat in one of our program earlier, and we intended to bring that 3.50 seconds that we did the Reiki earlier, and we wanted to show it to make that point that people at the helm of affairs in this country are looking for this technology to be more effectively interactive mode. Actually, he told in that session that he wants to see and interact with the live students, and that's what we wanted to show it. But due to our own technical problems, we have not been able to show that, and therefore this clip that we had really had our Vice Chancellor talking about the flexibility in the system, and I thought that is nice to put in here, that we are also doing some flexible mechanism here.
Dr. Sanjay, Professor Dixit talked about the precision in maintaining the time schedules.
Yeah.
That's whether it is the teleconferencing mode or the system. He is talking about the distance education system.
Yeah.
The precision of the timing and importance of the time.
Basically, I think we want to show that such clippings, whether you have video clippings, whether you have audio clippings, through whatever mode, you can bring it into the presentation so it becomes more interactive. It doesn't become monotonous that you are just looking at the teacher, what he or she is speaking.
And
you can bring in interaction basically.
More appropriate, relevant clippings.
Right, relevant clippings.
Relevant clippings.
Now I will go to some interactive mode. Using this interactive mode, I have used a line of two experts. One, Dr. Pankaj Khare, sitting in the IGNOU office, and one, Dr. Ramesh Sharma, sitting at his home. I have actually asked both of them to be online on computer, and they are actually with us right now. Dr. Khare, please share your views about the synchronous technologies that we are using the teleconferencing or the web-based synchronous technologies with our viewers.
Hello everybody. The level of interaction in distance education is basically affected by the choice of delivery mechanism which one can pick up, whether it is synchronous or asynchronous. If the medium is synchronous, then the interaction that occurs really takes place in the real time. Delayed or asynchronous communication is any transfer of information that is stored or archived, then later accessed. In other words, synchronous technologies offer a way to teach or present to a geographically dispersed group. When used well, synchronous sessions can offer opportunities for richer discussion that is possible similar to the face-to-face environment. Synchronous session also offer convenience to participants, especially when an archive can be made available. However, the successful use of synchronous technologies require a number of steps to achieve. For example, we need to understand what is the synchronous technology play the role in creating the interactivity. Particularly in distance education, if we look into the technologies available to us, first is audio and video transmitted live among the instructors. Another mode could be the use of internet, as we are using internet here for interactivity.
Yeah, thank you very much. Hello, Dr. Sharma.
Hello, this is Ramesh Sharma.
Dr. Sharma, because of your experience in teleconferencing at the receiver end, I would like to ask you certain questions. Can you please share with your viewers that what kind of advantages, problems that you face in conducting teleconferencing sessions at the reception centers?
Yes, sure. Thank you very much for giving me opportunity to have interaction with the participants. I think the teleconferencing and these EduTech sessions, it's a very good technology because of its ability to reach virtually any location. But I think that the challenge is to think in visual terms so that it can counter an over-reliance over lecturing. The advantages lies in the fact that it saves times in the delivery of content. It is quite an effective mode of training. We can have a good demonstration of the skills that learners are expected to emulate. Then we have found that multi-point interaction is not possible, and the instructional design is a weak point here during the teleconferencing presentations. sometimes we find that the presentation, they go monotonous because of one-way interaction. And there is a sometimes at the receiving end, the staff, it lacks the necessary skills to configure the dish antenna, etc. So sometimes if something goes wrong, then it becomes difficult to set the things in order. And finally, I find that language, because the experts in the studio, if they use one language, say for example English only, so in many states where the Hindi speaking students, they attend to these sessions, their attention to capture their attention span for a longer period, it becomes difficult, and sometimes we find that they lose interest.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Sharma,
Yes,
for sharing
yes.
your views.
I would like to ask Sanjay one question
Yeah.
from Dr. Pankaj, that can he suggest that what improvements we can make in this to make it all the more interactive?
There is a lack of synchronization between audio video system and the internet, in particularly because we were testing this technology for the first time. And Dr. Parhar's voice was lower, your voice was more clearer, maybe you were holding the microphone nearer to you.
Right.
Number two, this type of technology, as we have tested first time in between the teleconference, I will suggest that we can think of live webcast, and we can think of this scenario where we are not having the nodes to catch your teleconference, but at least we can have voice reaching to us. And if occasion comes, we will ask the studio people to develop such type of interactivity with our international and national, both the students, those who are having access to internet.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think what Dr. Pankaj told is a very interesting thing, that you know this technology, because the EduSat we are actually using EduSat and INSAT 3C simultaneously.
Right.
And in the process, what is happening, the power of EduSat is to take you into the internet. So if you can make these live sessions available as a webcasting methodology, if it is available on the web, people can sit on their home and actually watch this program, and from there they can use a chat mode to interact with the experts. They can also pick up a telephone phone to ask questions. So the potentiality of this technology is enormous, and I think we have tested this in this brief session, that what can be done. We have brought two experts at different place, and we have shared their real views, and this can be possible with students as well. Provided my ID is available with the students can join in. And if you can see that in the screen, at some time there was a chat screen as well. So I was also trying to chat on the text mode, typing on the screen with the experts and trying to say some of the questions. So now the use of technology, as we are talking of pedagogy, is bringing in another issue to us, that use of the available technology by the experts, by the users. How best we can multitask at the same time and use the available resources for us. And this is a very matter of one serious issue. And we must thank our experts, Dr. Khare and Dr. Sharma, for joining us and sharing their views. And at the same time, what we have done, in summary, I would like to share that at the whole, we demonstrated the use of teleconferencing in a way that will facilitate more interaction. And I must thank my colleagues here, Dr. Parhar and Dr. Murthy, for sharing their ideas and facilitating this beautiful interactive session. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Sanjay.
Okay, thank you.